What's good, everyone? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room yet again. And this is where we at here. So, of course, this has been going viral. K Michelle and Cam Newton, sat down and had a little chit chat. It's crazy, but this is where we at. So, K Michelle basically is like, black women are watching black men. And she goes into a lot about family and stuff like that. But, in the 21st century, it's kind of hard to bring this up without the accountability. So we're going to go here now. We're going to check this out. We're going to see what she has to say. Quarters, nickels, and dimes, people.
Well, being in Atlanta all this time and then going to Nashville, where it's predominantly white. One, they go home at 5 and 6 o'clock when they're producing because they go home to their families. Being a country singer, if you are a singer in country music, you're a man. If you are not married, it is not respected. Family is respected in country music in that space. But in our space, we are singing about side chicks. We are glorifying a lot of women. That's not what happens in Nashville. You can't call a woman a bitch, a hoe in Nashville, because they'll never even listen to your music and your professional career will suffer. At what point in the black community do our men create real homes? And even talking, just our first time talking, and you said you didn't even mean for that to happen. Life happens. I'm not here to judge life. I'm looking at a successful black man that has the ability to literally turn the narrative on black family, And my grandfather, I watched my uncles and everything. My whole family, they're married. I'm not the girl who didn't see what a man creating a black family is supposed to be. So I'm asking right now, black men, and I tell my black men to really step up for black women and create families. Yeah. It's really not cool. Black men are attacking black women. And it's not cool. They're not creating homes. They're creating babies everywhere. It's not.
Now, see, all right, before Kay go too deep off in this, listen, look, man, we know the stats on this. The majority of black men are not creating babies out here. And, this is the rhetoric. This is the talking out the side of the neck that, most black men are tired of hearing, because we know the stats. We know the dynamics. The majority of black men are not creating, just all these broken homes and stuff out here. We're not. And to sit here and just, black men are creating these broken families and this and that, woo, and then it's not like black men are in that by themselves. If you want to take it down that road, they somebody has to allow them to sleep with them.
So what the French toast is going to think
I mean, I'm not getting it. It needs to be accountability on both sides here. We can't just keep screaming black men. And that's what keep pushing black men away, is that we're tired of just being blamed for every single little damn thing there is. Like, the Jesus Christ, the soda wasn't, you didn't put the soda in the refrigerator. Jesus Christ, blame a man. Like, come on, man. Come on. We're just tired of being blamed for every single little thing, and it makes no sense. And I don't want to hear this shit about leadership. That's not leadership, just being blamed for every single little thing. The follower has to be blamed for something if they're not following correctly. That makes no sense. You can't make people do anything that they don't want to do. I don't know what society you living in. This ain't 1842. I don't have a whip. I'm not cracking it. You have rights. You can't make nobody grown do what they don't want to do in the 21st century.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Cut the crap out here, people. All this, creating families and stuff like that. I get it. We do need better families in the black community in order for us to survive on this planet. Definitely over here in America. But Jesus Christ, man, we can't keep doing this alone. It's not on the man solely to keep creating every single damn thing.
Not cool. And I'm asking you, other successful black men, to be, you have to set an example as leads. The cute social media back and forth on black women. Black women are strong. Black women are where you come from, this and that. So there probably isn't any sympathy for you and just life happening, because there's so many other things around you going on that are not fair to black women. What is going on?
Okay, so what is that? What is that that's going around amongst black men? Well, she definitely talking about successful black men. Okay, she's not talking about, normal black men that, work decent jobs, still can provide, but, just work decent jobs. So what is going on around these men that she's trying to, galvanize and say that it's just so much going on around you, men? Tell, black women just, we can't have any sympathy for you guys. Okay, so why can't you have any sympathy for another human being? Yeah, I'm gonna go there. I'm sick and tired of the crap. I'm a human first before whatever God decided to make me born as. It's not my fault that God said I was gonna be a damn man. That's not my fault. And I refuse to accept responsibility for what God wanted me to be. And at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, now that I'm on the planet, I'm going to do my best to do right by my position as a man on this planet, but you're not going to keep throwing in my face that I'm a damn man on this planet. When God made that decision to make me a man, I didn't tell God to make me no man. You didn't tell God to make you no woman. How dare you? And see, that's the problem with most of these chicks nowadays. They don't have no type of humanitarian thought process. That's why it's so easy for them to do ABs and shit out here. They don't care nothing about humanity. Talking out the side of their neck all the damn time.
On with the black family. We are consistently creating the cycle of kids who can't come home and see their daddy there. And they see their mama sad at night. At what point is the successful black man in this world going to step in and really create structure? I see white men doing it every day. I get to witness the best of both worlds every day. Getting on stage singing R&B, being here in Atlanta, I get to sing R&B, but then I get to go to Nashville and be like, you mean you ain't staying out till 6 in the morning? You gonna go home to your family? You gonna write this song and leave at 5 and 6 because you gonna take care of your family and your wife? At what point do the successful black men build black families? We ain't gonna ever have a black family if y'all don't do it. We're never gonna have it. It's just not going to happen. So if you're...
So, okay, Kay, I can somewhat get where you're coming from. But at the same time, though, too, where's the helpmeets out here? Where's the helpmeets? He can't build it by himself. That's why God called it a helpmeet. You're supposed to help him meet the ends. All this is, I don't understand how we've gotten to this point to where, definitely in the black community, black women just think that just men supposed to be able to build everything by themselves. Like they just supposed to build it all. And then, women just come along and enjoy everything that's already built. Like, I don't understand where that thought process comes from. Because if she's sitting there saying that she grew up with old school people and stuff like that, grandfather and all that, said, what, I mean, and I've heard at one point that I don't think it was this one. I'm not sure, but I've heard I chose this one, but I've seen, different scenes, but yeah, at one point she was like, you know, her grandmother died before she could really, you know, meet her grandma and stuff like that. But he still had to help me though. He still had to help me at some point in order to build to a certain point to where he could keep things going. Man, see, I don't understand, man. You know, these new age women, y'all too lazy. You too lazy and too entitled, and then think somebody just supposed to go out and build everything for you. You just supposed to enjoy it. That ain't how it works. Help me.
Her mentality is, yes, things happen, and I'm not knocking you for that. I didn't come here for that. But at what point do you take that black woman? Do you be at a home and show your kids what it's like, you know? At what point do you take a grip to it, not make excuses for it or mantras and things like that? It is so unfair to black women who have been the strength and builders of so many things. And I know life happens. You can't be with somebody you don't want to be with or whatever, but my grandparents did it. My grandfather, 92, died when he was 92, my best friend. I never seen another type of man.
Okay, so it was this. Let's keep.
I saw that's why I've turned down 3 rings, because they wasn't like my grandpa. My grandfather raised 9 kids on his own because my grandmama died before I could even meet her. What point are our black men going to stop the bullshit, the social media shit and all of that, and build black homes? If we don't build black homes, we can't depend on white folk to build black homes. So when you see somebody like your significant other who clearly loves you, and it's all these black women rooting for her, rooting for you, they want you to build a black home.
We don't see that. I don't understand what black women think, you know, some black women, of course not all, but like what K Michelle point is, you know what I'm saying? Well, black women are, you know, they're rooting for you. Rooting for you where? With all the slander and stuff that black women do in social media every day. Rooting for us where? What is she talking about? What is she talking about? Rooting for us where? Oh my God. See, this is the, like, she had like she don't have the same social media that we do. I don't get it. Rooting for us to do what, where? Man, when we get called all types of slanderous names every day on social media. You know what I'm saying? Man, wow.
Anger. They don't know you. They can't judge you for anything else. They want you being who you are, being attractive, being successful. They want you to take hold and solidify and build a black home. That's not saying you're not taking care of the kids you have, because clearly you are, and you love your kids. Taking care of your kids and building a home is 2 different things. At what point are we going to stop these back and forths? Oh, this type of woman don't say nothing to me about that. Well, guess what? You're just weak. Like, you want a strong woman around you. And I'm sorry, like, black women have just, that we get copied from hair to body to everything. Black women are the most unloved individuals in America, but the ones who have built.
The most mimicked.
Most mimicked. Good or bad mimic, you know? But we looking to you. We looking to you. A successful black man, we are looking to you to change the narrative. And when you don't, it becomes, go on that show and tear his ass up.
Mm-hmm. I received that. And nothing but a white flag, because I have been guilty. But if we're going to have this conversation, how we need to have this conversation, just like you're holding me accountable.
Hold me accountable.
I need black women to hold themselves.
Okay, come on, let's go.
Hey, shout out to that. Shout out to that, you know. And it's just the reality of things here. You know, now I know it's more to this. I hopefully I'll find the other side of this video right here, and I will, you know, bring that to you guys as well, because I would like to keep this conversation going, because I think this is relevant here. I think K Michelle is coming to the table with something that we're already talking about, definitely in these spaces, but at the same time though too, for K Michelle to sit down and, you know, K Michelle ain't, you know, she ain't like she do gospel music now. You know, K Michelle ain't just no innocent chick out here. So, you know, let's not, you know, just set her up on a pedestal. She crying and stuff, talking about, you know, black men building families, you know, talking about you turned down 3 rings. Okay, then why didn't you get the men in your family to vet those men?
So what the French toast is going to think about?
Why? And see, this is what used to go on, you know, all those years ago, however you want to put it. The fathers or brothers, whatever, would vet the men that would want to come around to marry these women. They would actually coming around to try to marry the women. And then if the man or the father or brother, whatever, you know, peeped out the scene that the boy, whatever, you know, wasn't coming around for marriage, he would get chased off with, you know, be it shotgun or whatever. Hey, I'm just being honest. So, you know, it just is what it is, man. You know, most of these women out here nowadays, they don't have fathers in the household on mass. I'm talking about on mass situation here. Individual, of course, that's different, whatever. But on mass, we don't have the fathers in the household to do all the vetting anymore, things like that. That does add up to the situation. And also, too, you know, a lot of women have a lot of anger issues and stuff like that, because things that they've been through with different type of men that also didn't have, you know, the proper amount of fathers in the household or the community, period. It is a super community thing. And the community breeds healthy households. Healthy households breed good community. Good community breeds stable, logical thinking people that can come together and make for better households. So, you know, it's a chain reaction to the situation and things like that. And this is where we at right now. This is why we're talking about these comments. This is why we have these conversations on mass, definitely in the black community. And, you know, it seems, it does seem to be going in a circle to a degree, but hopefully we can figure some things out, maybe get something back on track and work through this thing. But it is what it is, though. Shout out to all my subscribers. Mad love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say,
and that, my friends, is the bottom line.
That, my friends, is the bottom line.